All right, all. Welcome to Bro Sports Talk. If you're new to the channel, you know what to do. Find it on YouTube. Find it on Spotify. Everywhere you can find it. And while you're out there finding stuff, go ahead and find our two guests, man. We got the up and coming rapper of the Southeast, 1K Prince. We got our field reporter, Trisha Takanawa, aka up and coming actor Josiah Brown, whose head probably sweating right now. Go ahead and look out for him. Give him some support. Show him some love. Y'all got something to say real quick?
Was good.
Short and simple. What about you, Josiah? Big cool.
I don't have anything to say. My head feel fine. I'm not sweating.
That much.
Cool, calm, and collected. You know what I'm saying? Cool, calm, and collected.
He got a hand fan under that hat.
Nah,
Yeah.
it's a little cool outside.
All right, and I ain't the only host here. My dog Ethan with me. So what's up, Ethan?
Not much, man. Took me a little nap. Today I've been suspected to be a wanted fugitive. Got ID'd and everything. And they was like, yeah, no, you're not him. So I went
Damn.
along with that.
You were being serious.
I'm being dead serious. I'm being dead serious.
I thought you meant like on Red Dead or something. Damn.
No, I'm
So
talking
you
real life.
mean
I'm here too, but
What'd
it's
you
all
say,
good.
JP?
That's our editor Ed, by the way.
Anyways, yeah.
you
So
let another grown man walk up to you and tell you not him? All right,
I
cool.
kind of had to at that point. 'Cause I didn't really want to be him. You know what I'm saying?
So what I'm hearing is, if you want to blame somebody for a crime, Josiah can't not say he's him.
Exactly.
Like he's gonna admit to it, even if he ain't do it, because he has to say he's him.
I don't know, but then somebody left the parking lot, and then they was like, "Oh, was that him?" And then they got off. And they like drove off. I'm talking speed, but they just doing their job. Nothing to hate on them for. Other than that, y'all know about my call out of Joey Chestnut with Taco Bell, bro. That ended.
Yeah, go ahead and tell everybody what you got.
All right, so Joey Chestnut ended up eating like 48 Taco Bell tacos in like 10 minutes. So y'all know I had to be like, man, I can do that easy. So I got me a little party pack. Yeah. I was supposed to do like 24 or 5 minutes. Only got about 8. And instantly regretted life.
The boy was
Just
having a
said
party in the
tonight.
bathroom. That's where his party went.
There was a stop the yard party going on in his stomach.
That hadn't happened yet. I did take a fat nap because of it though.
Man had
I'm waiting on
itis.
the second half. Anyway, it's been a pretty exciting day for me, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Man. And last but absolutely not least, man, we got our editor Ed, who you might have heard a little bit from a second ago. He had me and Ethan on his side project podcast that he's killing it on. The Crumble Guy, y'all should go support him on that. We had a good episode. We were blessed by some cookies, and we were almost killed by a couple of them as well. And his wife Tiana saved that episode, so shout out to her as well. And while we doing, some hood shit, talking about some shout outs, let's talk about some wannabe hood shit going on in the NBA. What's y'all's feeling on this John Morant situation?
Before we get on the Jaws stuff, did y'all hear about the Sean Kemp situation?
Oh, I had no clue.
So yeah. So for those who don't know, he was involved in a drive-by shooting. He's not the one that's the victim. He is one of the shooters, and he is in his 50s. So before we
Why
before we
you
rag on
6'9"? Why you
Yeah.
6'9" and I drive by shooting?
I don't know.
Nah,
I don't know
oh.
what type of car he's in because he's about big as hell. But yes, he is
Escalade.
wanted. I think he's in custody.
What in the hell? Man, this is what happens when you don't bring the Supersonics back like you should. No, I'm playing. Let me not say stuff like that. No, but what is he? What are these players thinking, bro? People try to use the NBA to escape the hood, and these motherfuckers is using the NBA to get into the hood somehow. They're doing it backwards.
Man.
You heard it here. Go ahead and put that on a quote. Man, Josiah Brown. As far as like Ja goes, he talked about like taking a step back, and I'm pretty sure he got suspended. I don't know because I haven't seen like an actual report. I've just seen memes of people saying Ja got suspended for 12 games, Ja got suspended for 50 games, Ja got suspended for it definitely, which I know Adam Silver not gonna let happen because it's gonna get in the way of his bread. And then I see something as simple as Ja got put in the timeout. So does anybody know like the actual situation on that? Because
Yes.
Instagram has been letting me down.
4 games as of right now, as long as he don't do nothing else, which I think he's realized his ways, hopefully. But I think he really just got too comfortable for real. I think that was the main problem. Sometimes you're young like that, you know, just you want to do one thing and that's what you're going to do. And that's it. You don't hear the things around you.
See, I have a theory, all right? I think Ja is suffering from personality disorder. I believe that Demetrius is, a separate entity from Ja. Demetrius just wants to hoop. And then there's Ja that probably been getting called private school gangster his whole life and wants to show the world he about it. And Demetrius tries to hold him back, but Ja's like, nah, come here. That's my theory, at least. It probably ain't real.
I think that what's it called? The situations that happen, of course, he shouldn't be doing that. He's a grown man. I don't think any grown man should just be out there recklessly being violent. Because if you are a good man, you're supposed to be collected. What's it called? You're supposed to have wisdom about the things that you do. And I wouldn't say that he hasn't shown wisdom, but like at the same time, I don't know the full situation. But at the same, on the other hand of that, I do know most of the situation. And it's like you're in the NBA, you making millions of dollars to play and to not play. You making millions of dollars regardless. You don't make it. So whether he grew up in a private school or not, whether he actually grew up in the hood and everybody was telling the world just false news,
shouldn't matter.
Exactly. You should totally. It doesn't matter if you're hurt by something or nothing. You have to take a second. You have to think about it, and you have to be wise about your decision next. That's like wisdom.
Yeah, no, it was exactly you said it like well. It was exactly how what I wanted to bring up. Like all these people that are criticizing him, talking about private school gangster. His real name's Clarence. All them jokes, like they're funny, but those people ain't making the money he's making. So sit there and make your money and like play the game that you worked your whole life to play at a professional level. Why are you working to validate yourself to these people?
To that point, people really don't know what people are going through, and they're always looking at it from the outside looking in. So I don't know if he's really, like I said, y'all don't know, we don't know if he's really that or if he's not. But like again, people who has the right to judge that but himself. So him taking some time away to like come back and like collect himself. I mean, I think it'll be good for him in the long term. But it's good to see that he's recognizing it and doing something about it.
Yeah. The whole Shawn Kemp thing, caught me off guard. I can't lie. I don't know what the hell that man is thinking. But you can only hope that they, learn from mistakes like these and grow past them because there's still growing you can do at 50 plus. So hopefully he learns and grows and stops doing those type of things. But man, I just can't wait to hear what Charlamagne got to say about this. Let's get to a more positive note here. Well, depending on who you're a fan of. Let's get into our playoff predictions, man. I want to hear what y'all think about how this playoff seems to be shaping up. Who you think might make it, won't make it, might go far, won't go far. Specific players that you think might show up and won't. Like, let's see, because we've seen a lot recently with like KD destroying his ankle in warm-ups. When I heard he rolled his ankle in warm-ups, I made fun of it, and then I saw it and I was like, oh, damn. Whoever was mopping that floor got to get fired.
Mm-hmm.
First off, since the last time we recorded, the landscape has changed, man. You have like a 5-way tie, or at least a 5-way 1 or 2 game difference in the West right now. So the Lakers are the 9th seed. The Clippers are the 8th seed. They've fallen from the 4th, 5th. It's getting interesting, boys. Memphis has fallen to the Kings. They might not be fine. They might not be. I know I've held that this whole season, but boy, they might not be fine. It's extremely evident.
Oh yeah. So speaking of, I know I'm the one that said let's go ahead and go to the playoff conversation, but I forgot to mention this whole Draymond and Dylan Brooks situation. Have y'all seen the back and forth between them?
I'm on Draymond's side through and through. Draymond's completely right in everything he says.
Draymond's side. I'm about to say I've been on Draymond's side.
I think the whole world is on Draymond's side right now. Like you know, you're a different kind of dickhead, but you can make everybody agree with Draymond.
Hey man, they play tonight, and I wouldn't be surprised if they just a boxing ring in the middle of the court, and that's the game. That's the 2-hour event they show up for.
It's going to be Kyle Lowry and Ben Simmons part 2, where they just be like, meet me in the locker room.
Exactly.
Okay, but that's a little different. Aaron would have fought Kyle Lowry, but this one, I feel like Draymond got that grown man strength. You know, so we already saw it with Jordan Poole earlier this season. So
facts. Big facts. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my opinion on it. Draymond is right. Dylan is wrong.
I will say that I ain't seen like the entire thing, but I've seen a little bit here and there. I'm on Draymond's side. Of course, I am an avid Warriors fan. You know what I'm saying? So I would say I'm going to be on Draymond's side. I'm going to always be on Draymond's side. I ain't never going to switch up unless, of course, it's KD. But, you know, we ain't talking about that because KD not in the conversation right now. You know what I'm saying? Draymond about killed Jordan Poole at the beginning of the season with a Superman punch. I want to know what happens if he just plant and pull one on Dylan Brooks. You know what I'm saying? So I say, let's go ahead and get the mat set up.
I don't think you want to know.
Ropes around. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like, you know, he darker than the grizzly bear. So I imagine the strength is around the same. So, like, I think it'll be like, you know, grizzly bear just clean off the shoulders. Clean off the shoulders, man. So I think, yeah. Plus, Draymond, on a serious note, Draymond actually is like a good person and he understands life. So, like, he's got a good outtake on life. And Dylan Brooks, Dylan, baby boy, does not. So, clearly, I'm going to be on Draymond's side. I ain't going to switch up unless, of course, KD's standing right next to him. I don't see Draymond because KD's too tall. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is.
This whole situation made me realize, with the whole Ja situation, people have been making fun of Ja, calling him a fake tough guy, when Dylan Brooks is right there.
Exactly.
Whether or not Ja grew up in the hood shouldn't matter. When Dylan Brooks is out here starting problems he can't finish and rush from. Ja's just sticking up for his teammate half the time. All he did was say, I'm fine in the West, and people hated him. He's supposed to be confident in his team, especially when Malika Andrews is interviewing him.
Yeah. And amazing.
You don't sit there and
beautiful woman right there.
Hate. You're not gonna hate on Dylan Brooks, but yeah, Yeah, the hate is coming his way now that he so rightfully deserves. The way Draymond just sunned him, I'm a big fan of, and I hope that continues through play in the game. But now we can get to the playoff talk, unless y'all got something else to say about that situation.
I have one thing to say.
Then say it.
I ain't gonna lie. Wasn't Dylan Brooks the one that said Shannon Sharp was a regular civilian? Well, we should have been on him from the jump. You know what I'm saying? We should have been on him from the jump.
Bro.
Uncle Shannon, a regular civilian? Nah, bro. We can't let him hop on Unc like that. We should have been on him from the jump.
We really should say. That fought him ourselves.
Exactly.
Jumped him in the tunnel, all wearing some mischief boots.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
But all right, so I mean, since we on the team right now, let's go ahead and talk about what we think is gonna happen with the Memphis Grizzlies, the Memphis Grizzlies.
As it stands, they're gonna play the Clippers in the first round.
Well,
I don't think. Now, granted, the Clippers haven't been on a good run, but they did win last night against the Raptors, which Kawhi just always beats now that he left. But as it stands right now, if they play them today, I don't think they make it out the first round. I think Kawhi and them boys is too much for the Grizzlies, especially as they stand.
I think if they played the Clippers first round, I ain't gonna lie. Without Ja, Clippers take it. But with Ja playing, which he more than likely played for the playoffs, I don't know why he would be like, yeah, I got some depression I got to deal with, which depression ain't a joke. And if you need to take that time, please do. But you know what I'm saying? If he's there, I don't know. I think it's going to like a game 7 because I mean, Paul George is him, Kawhi is him, John Morant is him. You know, Markieff Morris is nah. Jackson, Jaren Jackson. You know, Triple J. He's
Mason Plumlee.
All right. What's it called? Yeah. I guess that sums it up. But you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I think it'd go back and forth. Dylan Brooks is nah. What's it called? Yeah. So,
I'm gonna go ahead and say it because I know what Ethan's thinking. How you gonna leave Russell Westbrook out like that?
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
I mean, Russ is he's there. And I didn't say he wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? He's there, but like, you know, he a big dude. He can really.
He's a big dude.
I mean that is Raphael right there. That he a big little man in the NBA, but he a big man. So I don't know.
Nah, but yeah, as far as like if the Memphis Grizzlies and the Los Angeles Clippers face each other, I'm not gonna lie, I still have the Grizzlies because a high school team could beat the Clippers in the first round of the playoffs for some. They hate advancing in the playoffs. It seems like it's aggravating because there's been several chances where they were supposed to be so good and it ain't happened, and so I don't see why it would be different now when Demetrius and Dylan Brooks go up against them. Now, if they can like get that second spot back and change who they play, end up playing like a play-in team, then it's a wash. And the Clippers play against the Kings. I'm not gonna lie, I still got the Kings. Never mind.
I don't know if that happened. Grizzlies end up playing the Timberwolves, and I think Grizzlies could take the Timberwolves. And it's him, but the construction they got around Ant right now is just ain't it.
It's wishy-washy.
Yeah, because they're trying to shape it around. They try to shape it around Cat, but Cat is not your franchise anymore. It's Ant now, so that's who you got to build around.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like when they drafted him, I mean, I think I said it. I was like, are you giving up on Cat? Is Cat a supporter now, or are you still building around Cat? Because if you're still trying to build around Cat, you don't draft an Anthony Edwards. Like he's like one of the best prospects. Because like people see the word prospect as like raw talent, not necessarily ready, and that's false. Because some of them are already incredible and just have things they can improve on. Like so, that was what Anthony Edwards had. Like he had all the like physical skill. He just needed to, you know, develop in like as far as leadership and stuff like that. And they got to give him that time. And having Cat there is like the focal point ain't gonna do nothing for you. So the Timberwolves, I mean, it might be a hot take, but I don't even think they play in game.
It ain't that hot of a take.
They don't have Pat Bev, so of course they're not going to win the playing game.
Of course, you don't remember the playing champion?
How does play-ins work? Is it like the same thing as regular playoffs, like 7 and 10, and then 8 and 9 in the middle? Is that how it would go since there's only 4 teams?
Yeah.
Okay. So they play the Pelicans. If Zion isn't healthy, they could probably get past the Pelicans. But Zion actually isn't going to be healthy the rest of the season. Pretty much, they just confirmed that. But I don't know. It depends on who the Mavericks and Lakers, where the Mavericks and Lakers end up, because they're 8 and 9 right now. So like the Lakers drop down, and LeBron comes back, which I'm assuming he will, because I think he comes back like right in the middle of like the last week of this regular season, or like close to the playoffs. The Lakers could probably steamroll past the Timberwolves just because you can't really count out LeBron no matter where he is, even though it's such a low seeding.
I'm saying, especially like the way like D'Lo has gelled with that team, and Anthony Davis can survive like a punch to the chest down. Like,
hey, Triple J did sock him though. I ain't gonna cap to you. He socked him on that poster. I was like, dang.
That's the David Roddy scratch too.
Oh yeah, busted his nose. I mean, he had to put like a Band-Aid on, man. I'm surprised he wasn't out for 2 weeks, but
yeah, no, I thought he was retired after that. Shout out AD for showing a little bit of durability.
That boy being durable.
With the West, with the 5th seed Warriors all the way down to the 8th seed Mavericks, they're all within half a game of each other. So, I mean, you really don't know how it's going to really look, because still, it's crazy out there in the Wild Wild West. So, man, that just, I don't really have a lot of expectations out of the West. I just think the Nuggets are going to be a second round exit. I think the Mavericks are going to win the first round, and then just completely they already in combo after that. The Warriors, I think they'll make a run, but I don't know, especially with, I don't know, Steph. It just depends on what Steph does, how far they go. Clippers, everybody but the bench going to show up to play. Eric Gordon, I don't know why he's still in the league. Mason Plumlee.
I said, get Baby Yoda out of here, bro.
The Grizzlies, I'd have to see them in the next few weeks, depending on how they do without Ja. Last season, it was fantastic. This season, I don't know. Kings, I can't trust the second seed right there. Can't do it. And then 7 through 10, just throw it up, bro. They're going to lose the play-in anyway.
I think the Warriors may be able to take it now, because Curry has had like 2 months worth of rest, and like he has these next 2 weeks to just shape it together for real. And then KD is gonna be out until the playoffs. So while Curry is like getting his legs back under him, getting all that momentum going again, KD is just going to now be starting in the playoffs to try to catch up and try to build chemistry with that team. And the Warriors are always amazing in the playoffs anyway. So I think
Yeah.
it could be the Warriors.
Man, what I say, man, I'm back at it again. Another ring, another season, man. You know where I'm coming from. Warriors Day, all day, baby.
You're
You
not
know
even-
what I'm saying?
Hey, you still got the Bucks and Celtics to worry about though, because those are the two teams that may come out the East.
Hold on.
Hey,
The
man.
Warriors beat them last year? Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard they was old news. The Bucks,
Wait till this get
Yeah,
back.
I don't know about the Bucks. I'd rather face the Celtics in the playoffs than the Bucks. I ain't gonna cap to you.
I ain't gonna pray for the Celtics, but you know, we looking at them, you know what I'm saying? That's all we need. Just another
I don't know.
Celtics debut, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know how many screens Draymond can set on Giannis. I don't think it can be that many though. He gonna go into the weight room after that.
Let's say that's a big boy.
I hope we do play y'all. And
I hope you do too.
Mike
Man.
Muscala ends up being the one to bury y'all for no reason. I hope your whole dynasty is messed up by the fact that Mike Muscala had a 40 ball and sent y'all
I'm
packing.
betting on him. I'm betting on him to put us away with a 40 ball. You gonna bet on him to put us away with a 40 ball?
I hope that he does it in Oracle Arena.
Hey, I ain't hear a yes or no. Are you betting on Mike Muscala to put us away with a 40 ball?
Mike
Just let
Muscala
Wakanda in the middle of the sentence.
46-point triple double in Oracle Arena to put away the
Triple
Warriors.
double? Okay, what game?
Game 4. It's a 4-0.
Game
4-0. Oh no, I don't know about that one. At least goes 5 games either way. I'd say.
If MVP Al couldn't do it, bro, Mike Muscala definitely could do it. That boy.
No, it stands for Mike Valuable Player because he's the only one.
Are we all in agreement though that Bucks and Celtics are coming out the East? Because I feel like that's obvious 2 choices.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
That's
it's all for the games till the Heat do it.
About it because I don't see anybody else coming out of there. Like
No, and the teams they played, what is it? Celtics gonna face the Celtics and Bucks are both gonna face playing teams anyway, right? So like they gonna face either Heat, Hawks, Raptors, or Wizards. So
yeah,
okay.
That's
the Bucks face
like
the Heat,
sleeper in the Eastern Conference is the Cavs, but both their playmakers are 6'1", and like they got the defense of Jared Allen and Evan Mobley.
Hold on. I ain't gonna lie. I think the Cavs could come out. They really are doing crazy numbers this season, man.
I think they would need another
Mitchell
to come out of the East.
They've beaten the Celtics how many times this season? And it's been like in overtime wins. What's it called? I'm saying if they face the Celtics, they have a chance. They face the Bucks, it's a little bit different because Giannis is a different player than Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. You know
like a hater.
They play the Knicks right now, and the Knicks is a good matchup for them though. I ain't gonna cap. Julius and Jalen Brunson have been playing really good this past season. But at the same time though, so is Donovan and the rest of the team for real. So I don't know who comes out of that one, honestly.
I ain't gonna lie. What's it called? So the Cavs, I'm not even being a hater. I was just saying, out of all the people, if the Cavs face the Celtics, we've seen that the Cavs can beat the Celtics. And we've seen Donovan Mitchell play at an MVP level in games this season.
With that same logic, the Celtics can beat the Warriors.
You saying the Celtics can beat the Warriors? I ain't seen it.
where the lights dimmed that night. Where the scoreboard covered up.
That dog right.
What's it called? I wasn't watching that game, so I couldn't tell you what happened. What's it called? Nah, but like what we're saying is that Donovan Mitchell, we've seen in previous years where he didn't hit the playoffs. That boy turned it up another level, get a little bit more get to his get back. You know what I'm saying? That's like he start to punch up in the playoffs. So
this is probably the best team he's had going into the playoffs. At the same time, though, this team is also really young, but they're also experienced too. But they're kind of like the Grizzlies, but experienced. I'd say that. And they don't talk as much.
Hear me out. This is also true. Hear me out, though. Evan Mobley, young. I give you that. Evan Mobley, young. Ain't this season, but Jared Allen, he been to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like he was the sole, star player, but he did what he needed to do. And that's the key. You know what I'm saying? And then here we go back to Darius Garland. They was playing crazy against the Nets when the Nets got we ain't gonna talk about that. So yeah, they was playing great against the Nets. But the Nets just came out on top in that game. You know what I'm saying? Darius Garland, he's a seasoned little veteran right there. He ain't no vet, but like he's a seasoned rookie. A seasoned young guy. You know what I'm saying? He got a little wisdom to him. He got a little get back and go forth. You know what I'm saying? Donovan Mitchell, he was in the bubble. He was in that mud. They call him Muddy D back where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Because he get it out that mud. Mm-hmm. They call him Muddy D.
I'm not gonna lie,
Donovan Mitchell, he got that get back. Muddy D Mitch, my fault. I was cutting it off, making it short. You know what I'm saying?
Making sure.
I do want to see. I want to see a team let Donovan have the ball in his hands the last possessions of the game in clutch situations. Because I feel like that's the only reason they was out the bubble for real in Utah was because it was in Mike Conley's hands. And no offense to Mike Conley, but if you had Donovan Mitchell on your team, I want Donovan taking the last shot. And there's a lot of times in his career where it's been like that. So I think he's finally found that team to where like they've recognized his talent. I mean, he scored 71 points this season. So I'm assuming he's going to be the guy they go to in the clutch. That's what I would hope anyway.
See, that's the thing. They've done that against the Celtics. The times they beat the absolute dog out them Celtics. What's it called? But yeah, in the times that went to overtime, he had the ball and they was just going back and forth. Jason Tatum was hitting clutch buckets. You know what I'm saying? Jaylen Brown hitting clutch buckets, but then Donovan Mitchell, here you come again. And then they also got great perimeter and interior defense.
Pause.
I feel like you overrated that perimeter defense because DG
it's nowhere.
And Mitch aren't like defenders like that.
Mitch can be, you know what I'm saying? Donovan can be. He ain't necessarily been known to just straight up do it, but he can be. He's shown he got a little, crab walk to him. What's it called?
You are,
yeah, it's not.
Like, you. Who talks like that? He got some crab walk.
Okay, but like, here's what I mean when I say this, bruh. A crab, lateral movement is insane, bro.
Just say they sitting in the chair. They sitting in the chair.
Yeah. Don't sit in the chair.
So we're talking about crabs. We're talking about that Moana crab seed or something. Like what he on?
Take his caravan to the mechanic shop and get his canvas repainted.
I don't know if they played the Knicks though. The starting backcourt would be Darius and Donovan versus Jalen and Josh Hart, right? And if that's the instance, Josh is a shooting guard.
Yeah, I guess so. I
believe that's right.
Matchup. I'm taking obviously Jalen Brunson's cool, but Josh Hart versus Donovan Mitchell, and yeah, I don't know about that one. I'm taking Donovan.
Oh no, that's a harder matchup for Donovan though. I'd set screens for Donovan. Josh is a good defender, but Donovan's also a really good offensive player too. So I don't know. Exactly. It kind of just depends. I would still take them in the series though. The Cavs.
I'm still taking the Cavs. There's no answer for
taking the Cavs. What's it called? Because Darius Garland, ain't nobody really stepping in front of that man. That man's a shifty dude, like for real shifty. I was guarding him one time in the garden. Now I looked up, you know what I'm saying? I had my hands up.
No, that must
look to his left.
That must have been his great grandfather, Darius Garland.
I was guarding him in the garden. That boy looked left. I looked right. He looked forward. I was going the other way. And then he turned around and he said, "You'll get him next time." I thought I was still guarding him. True story. Oh, yeah. Completely true story. That's a shit to do.
That was Darius Garland. one of the Adam and Eve back in the Garden of Eden. That's the garden.
We have not mentioned the 76ers though.
Right. So
Where them boys?
I know it's I mean, I don't know, man. Harden and Embiid, like they are an amazing duo. They just are a good duo in the regular season. But the problem is neither of them are really that great in the postseason. Actually,
Hello?
Embiid is, but he did get
Hello?
short shafted with Kawhi. I ain't gonna cap. It should,
No,
what Kawhi shot.
I ain't gonna lie. James Harden do be showing up in the playoffs. Only problem is he's been on teams that he's the only one there.
I want to know when he showed up in the playoffs for you to say that. Was that back in
talking about Houston
area?
We talking about in Houston. I ain't talking about the Nets. The Nets don't exist. He was never on that team. He never went there. We don't talk about that. I'm talking about
he
in
chased a
Houston.
big bag. That's what he did. He chased a big bag to get out of Houston.
Honey Bun Harden, this ain't gonna cut it, man.
What's it called? I think that he came back to that 50-piece Harden that he was doing. That was the most beautiful. Well, I won't say that's the most beautiful basketball I've ever seen, but that is some of the best basketball I've seen played by a single person. He had Petty Paul out there cooking up with a broke shoulder, and then unfortunately ended up why they lost the series against the, you know what I'm saying. But it's all right because you had Dan Tony shooting up 43 threes in one quarter type thing, talking about something. If you on the line, shoot it, huh? Coach, but I'm not open. Doesn't matter. Shoot it. You know what I'm saying? So I think different little scheme, different little play out. Who would they play though if they so happen to be like who can they beat to advance?
Yeah, 3 is 6, right?
Yeah.
They would play the Nets, and Brooklyn Bridges has been staying afloat so far, but Embiid and Claxton, I don't know about that one. Embiid takes that any day. And
don't win again. Embiid like I'm just saying. I'm saying on certain days, Embiid look like he's playing in the playground and he don't know where the sand is, but he's sitting in it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
is that good or bad?
Every now and again.
That could go either way. What?
Exactly. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look like he angry than a mosquito in a mannequin shop sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, it's just every now and again, Embiid ain't who he's supposed to be. You feel me? And Claxton, he's been consistent pretty much all season. He gonna do what he do. I done seen where when KD and Kyrie were still in the Nets, that game versus 76ers, that boy Claxton was cooking. And he was not just cooking, he was also kind of cooking on defense. I ain't gonna say offense. On defense versus Embiid, to the point where it was like, okay, just throw him down there. You know what I'm saying? And of course, it's Embiid. He's got the footwork, he's got the size, and then he's got the shot too. And you know what I'm saying? He's got the offensive package, and then he's got the defense too. So like, he's gonna do his thing, of course, because players like that you don't just completely throw away and be like, I got you clamped up. Don't worry about it, youngin. I'm coming for you. You know what I'm saying? But that's just how it be. Because every now and again he looked like the worst player in the world, and then sometimes he looks like, oh my gosh, I've never seen anything like this. You know what I'm saying? I won't say he's certainly going to, but I'm saying it is likely that he has few off nights. I ain't saying that it's just like it's destined to happen, but he's destined to have one because we seen he is an on and off player. You know what I'm saying? Like he's destined to have one, and if he had one,
and if I'd have said KD might have an off night, you'd be like, nah, 4 games, he scored 60.
There's a difference though. If KD has an off night, he's still getting 23, 24, and still
the same thing Chris just said about Joel Embiid.
And I agreed.
Then why is it different for KD?
It's different for KD because KD's not as like when I said Joel Embiid's a domination type player, I meant like when he's on the court, if he shies away, like, and he's not himself, or he's not the best he can be, it depends on how low he sinks. That's what I was saying. It was like, if he shies away and absolutely disappears, then yeah, the 76ers are going to lose, because when he disappears, he disappears. When KD disappears, we see him still get 20 points, and it's like, oh, he kind of just wasn't there. But if you turn around, you're like, oh, wait a minute. He had 23, 7, and 5, which can happen for Joel Embiid because they both dominant players, but KD's not like a domination player when he come in and he's like, I am Kevin Durant, and he just take up the floor. That's what Joel Embiid do. When he's playing, it seemed like Harden not even on the team, because when he's going off, nobody else is on the court. That is how Joel Embiid is when he's going off. KD's different. KD can have 40 and 50, and it looked like, oh, he's just out there regularly hooping, because that's how KD play. He's a plug-and play. Joel Embiid has to have the offense surround him and run around him. So, like, that's just how it is. So if he's disappearing, that means their offense is disappearing, and then their defense starts to disappear because he's also disappearing. So that's what it is.
Hey, I think you're underrating the stardom that is fading, but still is there from Harden, though. Harden can still have that 30 and 15 assists, because that's what he's doing now. He's putting up he's like Chris Paul, but like just a little bit more elevated now.
I mean, yeah.
I'm hating. I am. Tired of this.
No, here's the difference. But
man, this is insane. I can't believe it.
Because then, if I have to see Joel Embiid cry going to the tunnel one more time, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, you earned it, and they've earned everything they've done so far in the playoffs, and it ain't changed. So, of course, I'm gonna take the Nets in 6.
Yeah, I ain't gonna take the Nets in 6, but I'll take them. Thing is can they close out a 7-game series? If they win, it's gonna have to be in 6. I just don't know if, it would be more likely that the Nets win in 5 than the 76ers would lose in 7. That's more likely. That's what I think.
I'd say it's more likely for the 76ers to sweep them than for them to win a game. That's what I would say. Hey, man.
See, that's crazy, because the Nets win a game no matter what. I ain't gonna lie. The Nets win a game no matter what. Win one game, I think. At least one game. I can give them a game. Come on, give them a game.
Maybe they lead in most of the game, and then the 76ers come back. I'll give them that. I don't.
Nah, because the clutchness on that team revolves around who? James Harden, Maxey. Yeah.
I mean, Harden's been pretty clutch in the past.
You just named two
pretty big
clutch players to say that.
It's because I know y'all not gonna ask PJ Tucker to score anything off the bench, because he ain't going to. He's not going to.
No, Pete. This is PJ's worst season ever, I think. I don't know if that statistically stands up, but from the eye test, it looks like it.
I wish it had been out the league.
Yeah, PJ, his head should be like a football helmet. Get him out of here.
Yeah. I will say PJ will be assigned with the task of guarding Mikal Bridges, though, most likely. And Mikal's mainly defensively anyway. So them boys, PJ play football. He don't play basketball when he guarding somebody. So I don't know if Mikal built for all that just yet.
But then you also have Cam Johnson, his twin. So if they both out there doing the same thing, PJ got to guard both. Who else is going to guard Cam Johnson? You know what I'm saying? You got Dinwiddie, who's absolutely crazy when it comes to offense, defense, whatever. I ain't never heard him on defense before, so I guess that don't exist for him. Yeah, you have Spencer Dinwiddie out there cooking. You know, that boy's ISOs are different. Cam Thomas, he can do his thing. We done seen him drop some some 40s. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really out there hooping. Nick Claxton, he gonna give you the consistent amount that what he usually do. Even when he's playing against Embiid, he's still gonna give you what he usually do. I'm not capping. He literally every single time he played, Embiid.
He's gonna give you a good 9 and 7. He's gonna give you a good 9 and 7 against Embiid. And I think the teams are much more similar than y'all give the credit, but like that's just me. I just think y'all giving Joel and James a little too much meat in your mouth, right?
Nah, y'all on Cam Thomas.
I haven't said nothing about anybody they had. I ain't said that's all JB. I just think the team.
I also
the
mentioned
in
that
all,
they
just
have
more
people
simple.
around. Like, we've also at least mentioned Tyrese Maxey, and I threw Furkan Korkmaz out there because he's going to play an important part.
Nah, I ain't gonna cap. Yeah. George came in clutch with that because I ain't gonna cap to you. Outside of those three, Tyrese, Harden, and Embiid, I don't know anybody else because I don't really give a damn about the 76ers. But
I say the Nets are a deeper team. That's what it comes down to. So when the
maybe in a
bench
few
points
years when they
start to
develop.
add up,
Maybe
right now the Nets are a deeper
pick
team.
that.
No. Yeah, all the picks, of course. Very fun. But like the Nets are a way deeper team as of right now. No, they're the deeper team, and it's gonna come down to when the bench points start adding up, and James Harden's not in, and Max is the only one in, and B's not in, and Nick Claxton can still play a little bit until he come out.
And I hope we all watch it at the same place.
Hey man,
that's why I'm
down.
Too. I'm down.
I'm down with it.
I'm praying on the 76ers downfall out here. I'm doing it.
Absolutely.
But you're admitting. See, there we go.
Like, absolutely. I'm not really praying on their downfall, but I am thinking that they crumble. I definitely think they crumble. It is highly likely that they crumble as a team. It might not just be Joel Embiid getting absolutely waxed and his ankles turned inwards, but you know.
Join the dark side over here. Pray for their downfall. if the Eagles didn't bring the Philadelphia championship, the 76ers definitely will not. And
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
No, I ain't saying they're gonna bring a championship. I ain't saying all that. But they at least get in the second round if they play the Nets. That's all I'm saying.
I can't even have them get out of the first round if the Eagles ain't winning the Super Bowl. All right, it's not gonna happen.
That's crazy. That's wild. That's insane. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, there's no way. I can't believe it.
Man. Y'all been brainwashed by the process, all right? I can't.
I'm about to say the process has been.
The Nets ain't even started their process. They still writing their name down on the paper on the right hand corner of the ACT test. That's what they doing. They ain't even started yet. They just got their team.
They ain't started.
That's the first step.
That thing been there for like 18 seasons. They just been remodeling every season, trying to get the process smoothed out.
If we got to restart the test, I don't know.
They restarted about 5 seasons. It's been we need James Harden. He gonna get the team to the next level.
Oh, you were talking about Philly? Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. But at least Harden been there for like at least a couple years now. The Nets just got their team right now, like 3 weeks ago or something like that, or maybe a couple months ago. I don't know when the trade deadline was. No, it was February, so a couple weeks ago. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. 76ers are more likely to crumble because, one, you got Doc Rivers over there coaching, known to lose. And he's still in the league, right? James Harden ain't really winning playoff series like that. Love my boy James. That boy's a dog. But then again, he ain't really winning. Embiid. I have never seen that man win in my entire life. That boy stay crying in the tunnel.
That's the finals.
Hey man, they about made it to the final, nigga. My bad. Negro. If they didn't call Kawhi's travel, because Kawhi did travel on that last shot. He took about 4, 5, 15 steps to Africa, back down to the equator, all the way down to Florida before he shot that ball. So they should have, could have, would have made it to the finals. It is what it is now. But
they almost made it. But here's a question: did they make it? No. That boy was crying in the tunnel. That's the problem. That boy stayed crying in the tunnel.
Yeah, just like the person who gave KD his shoes that day was crying when the Nets ain't make it.
That boy. Man,
All
I'd say
right.
Philly in 4. I ain't never rooted for Embiid this much, bro. I probably never will again.
All right, if we going that far, bro, Nets in 4.
You
Look at how
mean
hard it was.
0-4 to go back home? You mean 0-4 to
Look
go
at
back
how
home, right?
look
No,
at how
I'm
hard it was for you to say that sentence.
Nets in 4. All the way to the chip. Hey, if
It
that's what we're doing,
physically hurt
all
for you
right,
to
then
say it.
Nets are winning the
Look,
chip in 4. They're beating
Oh
the Celtics,
God.
sweeping them, and we gonna see them get to the Bucks and just absolutely shellac 4.
Yeah, and then they gonna wake up from their dream. That's what's
You
gonna happen.
I'm seeing it done, man. I'm
and
seeing it
be in
done.
the real world.
Nah. Here we go. Just because y'all wanna root for Embiid right now, I'm telling you, the Nets gonna win it.
Nobody's
In 4
rooting for him.
games. And then
Everyone
they
is
go.
realistic right now.
No. And then they go to the second round, win it in 5. Then they go to the finals, man. You know what I'm saying? And from then on, it's a sweep all the way out. They gonna win the chip. Nets. I changed my answer, man. I'm taking the Nets. They winning the chip in 4.
Not that. I don't even think either you agree with that one. See, he don't agree with that. That took him too long. Anyway,
Wow,
man.
I can't back that. I can dump on the 76ers all I want to, but I cannot back on that ride right there.
Hey, man.
We were
I gotta
at
go
least
all out.
said the 76ers not making it out the second round. This nigga would have lived in Neverland and shit.
Somebody, 76ers ain't making it out the first round. Low key, is way likely that they crumble. Especially, okay, what if they end up playing like the Heat or something, bro? They of course crumble. Goodness.
To who? Kevin Love.
I forgot Kevin Love on the
Bam
Heat now.
Adebayo.
To him and Butler.
Out. Exactly.
You mean
Bam
Jimmy Jordan?
out of the Bayou.
I mean, whatever you want to call it. That team beats the Sixers. I ain't gonna lie.
For me, it's looking like a first round L for the 76ers all the way across the board, man. Except for like
the Nets,
9 and 10.
Anyway,
Except for like 9 and 10. 9 and 10.
Players.
That are KD. Man. Ain't even like that. It ain't even like that, big dog.
He likes players. He dislikes players who brush their hair.
Man.
Now that's not true because I like Curry. I also like Devin Booker. That boy got a fade all day, every day, actually.
Yeah, that's wild. I can't believe it.
I'm still struggling to come to grips with the fact that
we're gonna be a B-dubs, bro.
Like niggas really think the Nets is about to see the second round.
And if they do, tell them to bring me my money. Yes, sir. You know what
I ain't bet nothing. I ain't shaking no heads.
Bring your money to pay to whoever you bet against, because they're not in the second round.
No, yes. Here's the thing. If it's 76ers, watch them not even play each other is the problem. What's it called? 76ers versus Nets. I'm taking the Nets. Like, at first I said I would take the 76ers because I was like, it just doesn't seem likely that the Nets would win. But it also doesn't seem likely that the 76ers won't crumble. Like, I can see it. Like, they just going, oh no, we're falling. And Doc Rivers is going to get booted out the league because he's not that great of a coach. And he got some good schemes or whatever, but he tend to lose in the playoffs. He ain't a playoff winner. He ain't no, like, championship coach. And that's what the 76ers need. At this point, send James Harden back to the Nets. Tell him, hey, man, he needs you over there.
Oh, no. I don't know what Harden could go back to, but he shouldn't go nowhere right now. This is the team. This is it. That's it. It's a wrap.
Unless, of course, what if you went to the Heat? I would like James Harden on the Heat with Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, the Heat do need a playmaker and somebody that can score other than Jimmy, because that's it. I say it's about time to take this Tyler Hero experiment away.
Out the window.
Throw in Duncan Robinson with them too, because they are the highest paid do nothing of the whole entire NBA. Other than Tyler. Tyler be chipping in sometimes, but at this point it's not valuable.
The one thing I can knock the 76 for is that the highest paid do nothing in the NBA is Tobias Harris.
Oh, I forgot about Tobias. Oh yeah, Tobias over me.
Tobias,
yeah.
Tobias is gonna get cooked, bro. Cooked, absolutely shellacked.
Get cooked because defense is his game. But
I cook that boy all the time.
Cole.
Ain't no chance, man. Tobias will probably get cooked. I ain't gonna lie. He's probably gonna get cooked. Probably gonna get chefed up. That's for sure. I'm staying on this and watch the 76ers make it to the finals. That I'll be so mad. I'll be so mad. But
nigga, I sneak into your house and put a recording under your bed of me just or everything you said about the Nets.
It's gonna haunt you in your dreams.
Man, that's crazy. That is crazy.
It's the Bucks or Celtics to lose. The East is.
Yeah, I would say there's two teams that could come out the East, and that's it.
Hey man, that boy Giannis though, that boy going crazy, dog. Ain't gonna lie.
I watch all this, and somehow 2 play-in teams end up in the finals.
That would be the wildest playoff experience ever.
The Heat will make it to the finals of the play-in.
All right,
the Hawks versus Timberwolves.
Oh, that would be Hawks versus Timberwolves in the finals. Right. Have we ever had that before?
I don't think so.
That would be a wild time, man.
I don't know if it's just me, but the Timberwolves are just an ugly team to watch. It's just the colors. The colors are awful.
Then actually get rid of Minnesota's team and turn them into the Supersonics, because I just don't like watching them in their jerseys, bro. Blech. Terrible.
Especially when they throw on them highlighted greens.
Yeah,
I was like, ugh.
Bro.
They copied the Mavericks old jerseys with those, and the worst Mavericks jerseys too.
No, they had one fire jersey, and that's that purple one. D Rose was playing when they had that purple and black one. That one was hard. That was the best one.
I don't know. So design team over there got to be the worst in the NBA. Got to be. They struggling over there. They need help.
I know the Raptors design team cut the trash. Them niggas used to have a camo jersey. What the hell does camo have to do with Raptors or Toronto? They ain't even got.
I don't know. I need what's it called? Need the Heat to get off of this yogurt scheme they've been running for the past.
Yeah, niggas walking around looking like a box of Trick cereal.
I was gonna say, look like a straight up Go-Gurt for no reason. I was like, yo, what y'all got on right now? It looked cool. You look at it for 30 minutes and you're like, all right, bro, what are you wearing? Like, take it off. Switch shirt. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm feeling. Still got the Warriors out there with the best jerseys.
I'll even knock the Celtics design team because these niggas got rid of our gray jerseys. Why?
Bro, nothing is more frustrating than 2K and looking at the Celtics jerseys and seeing absolutely no variation. I was like, damn.
To say the same jersey all the way.
We didn't change it up once.
Yo, bro, what?
Like not one time.
Even though finally changed their shit. Why are we not changing?
Like y'all got a darker green version of the old jersey, and that's it.
I'm saying then we got the black alternate because they got rid of the stonewash jersey.
Yeah.
That is wild. I like what's it called? I like Houston's jerseys. They don't got no other colors though, which is a problem. Yeah, I take it back. I really don't like Houston's jerseys. They're not that great.
San Antonio kind of ass on jerseys too.
True. I think it's not really their jerseys; it's their colors because they literally are just gray and black.
You can make some hard patterns out of that.
Yeah, but when you start having to cross into like digital camo, bro, I think it's time to pack it up. It's time to switch up colors. Like, at that point, it's like, okay, bro, what are we doing? We ain't going to war. We ain't doing that. Trying to blend in with.
No, but nothing will ever be as bad as that damn Raptors doo-doo green and dark brown camo. That was awful. I can't
terrible.
Well,
fire the nigga who thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's be real. I got dinner on the table. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta go grub.
That's been real. It's different. It depends on what Embiid we get when we come to the playoffs. But for now, I ain't gonna lie. I will take the 76ers in a playoff series versus.
Oh Jesus. Okay. Man, I thought we was gonna go left.
I mean, you could.
No, you can't.
The Nets. No, hear me out.
That lane is closed.
The Nets. No.
The road is hot. The highway is closed today.
The Nets are a deeper team by far. So if it comes down to it,
only player the 76ers have lost is Thibault, and that's it. And Thibault is a very valuable piece.
Okay, but go into their bench completely, and you will see that like the Nets have bench players all the way throughout. You know what I'm saying? It's just they don't have a KD or Kyrie at the top of their lineup no more. They got Mikal Bridges and like a Cam Johnson and other people, you know, and like a Dinwiddie at the top of their lineup now. So the star power ain't as hard, but the rest of the role players, I think, stepped up, if not stayed the exact same, which was already pretty good because as we saw, KD and Kyrie were doing wonders with that team, and then they left. So all they did was, and Mikal got something to prove, as he has been proven in these past few games. You know what I'm saying? Straight 30 pieces all around. It's kind of crazy. And then also you have Cam the Dream Thomas. That boy came out of nowhere. That boy was hitting 40 pieces. Wasn't nothing funny. Yeah, exactly. That's just how it was. So if that boy not laughing, that boy is surely cooking. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. You got, it just depends on if Embiid come out and drop 48, 15, and then like 4 blocks and like 7 assists. It depends if we get that Embiid and, like a 30-piece Harden with a triple-double. It depends on if we get those two, because what the Nets don't have is the star power. And that's the only thing they would need to beat the 76ers. But they don't have the star power, so you got to go with the 76ers. You know what I'm saying?
In this hypothetical situation, I think either one of them could win the series, honestly. If we take a hypothetical and we get this Harden from the past, I would still take a Harden over the Nets to win the series. I ain't going to cap to you.
Nah, see, because in fact, I will go far left here, and I am saying the Nets will win that series in 6. You will see the destruction of the Philadelphia 76ers. Absolutely.
Wow. Am I the only one back in the 76ers? Wow. What is going on? Jordan, what do you decide? Is it 3 versus 1 or is it 2 versus 2?
I'm not trusting the process. It's going on too long.
All right, look, here's what I got to think about.
Lord.
I love like the young talent on the Nets, but at the end of the day, you have to overcome Joel Embiid and James Harden.
It's 2 versus 2.
Fuck the process, but at the same time, like what can the Nets do? Like they're not.
Send Mikal out there with the oxygen pack.
They're not driven with like the experience, like Yeah, Joel Embiid can sometimes fold under pressure, but he can also sometimes thrive under pressure. And I think in a whole series, he's going to thrive, especially against the Nets, more than he'll fold. And the only thing that the 76ers really lack is like the defense to keep up with like the speed on the Nets team. But they got to put the ball in the bucket at the end of the day. And if you're using that speed to get to the rim instead of getting 3-pointers out, you got to deal with Joel down there. I'm taking the Sixers in 5.
Ooh,
5, okay.
yeah, you're tripping.
No chance.
I
No
ain't gonna
chance.
lie.
Nets is
I'm on the
6.
train with Ethan. I think it's more likely for the 76ers to absolutely crumble than it is for the Nets because the Nets can't really crumble to anything. You know what I'm saying? They've already like lost their star players. At this point, everybody who's out there playing is literally just hooping to hoop. So like they got good coach. Doc Rivers has been known to lose some playoff games, bro. What's it called?
This is true.
I think it's way easier for the 76ers to crumble because
The Nets have nothing to lose in that series. Nothing.
Except for they're going to lose to 76ers because Embiid is him some nights. No. See, okay, even before when KD and Kyrie was there, they still didn't have no big man. And you notice anytime in the East when a big man was playing against the Nets, they would have a good game. It's still the same. Their rotation hasn't changed at all. Bam would have a good game, Giannis would have a good game, and Embiid would have a good game. And right now, if the only factor is Embiid, he can have some off nights. He can have at least 3 off nights. And I would take
off nights. That's a game 7.
That's what I'm saying. It's best of 7, so he could have at least 3 off nights.
That's the point he's making is that he's allowed 3 off nights in a series with the Nets.
Nah, you ain't allowed 3 off nights, bro. This is the playoffs. You are not allowed 3 off nights. You are allowed 0 off nights, if that. But we are human, so you can't like as a basketball player, you can have 1 off night in a playoff series and still win. But the next time you come out and you start to see that off night, something has to shake. You have to change something immediately and be like, okay, I'm gonna take it to something simple. And I have to. If he come out and he has 3 off nights in a series of 7, he has lost the series because he has to be better.
It goes back to what I was saying. Do you think Joel Embiid's actually going to have 3 off nights?
Yes, absolutely. He's shown us he can do that.
I disagree with that.
He's known for that.
I don't for that. I think he might have 1 off.
There's been times where he don't show up.
He's allowed.
There's been times where he absolutely just doesn't show up. We saw it in playoffs last year
for more than one game.
He just ain't show up.
The Raptors series did get rocky, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the Raptors series was where it was like, yo, bro, where's Joel Embiid? And then everybody was mad because Ben Simmons ain't doing nothing. But you can't.
Exactly.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Here's the only thing. This is his saving grace. Is if, of course, James Harden come out there do what he used to do, where he was just like, all right, man, you ain't here. All right, I'm here.
Good. James Harden
take this. Pass me that orange. Let me just go to work.
James Harden simply just has to do. That's one thing that Ben Simmons wouldn't do is anything.
Well, the thing is I know what you're saying by that. It's just, I don't know. We've seen Joel Embiid crumble many times before, and we've seen him not show up many times before, where he's like, he's supposed to be the best player on the court, and he's just not there. And I'm like, yo, we talking about Joel Embiid. We talking about the man who should have had an MVP a few seasons. For a few seasons now, should have been had an MVP, but like he just ain't had it. And then the problem is he not consistent enough to really hold that. Now he should have definitely had an MVP, but like as a most valuable player, you don't just not show up. You know what I'm saying? You just don't. It just doesn't happen. You don't just not show up in the playoffs. So like when Giannis lost to the Heat and he wouldn't guard Jimmy or anybody, and we're like, yo, where's Giannis? And Giannis still, of course, Giannis is a little bit different than Joel Embiid because Giannis got that dog in him low key, not even low key for real. But when Giannis didn't show up in that game 7, and we was like, "Yo, what's going on?" Was that game 7? I forget. But when he didn't show up and then they lost, we was like, "Yo, what's going on? Where's Giannis? If he's the MVP, why is he not showing up? The most valuable player, as soon as he steps on the court, that means he needs to be there no matter what." So if Joel Embiid has 3 off nights, he has lost that series easily.
But he won't do that, especially against the Nets. I think everything y'all saying applies to the second round. I don't think in that first round against a play-in team or any team ranked lower than 4 that's going to happen.
Okay, so he played the Celtics. He's not. Of course, the Celtics are winning, right? But like at the same time,
whether or not he has an off night, the Celtics are winning that series. They're a better team.
This is true, but it still applies though. If he has 5 good nights where he's like, "All right, I'm him," and he just walks through the Celtics, I mean, they could win. It's the same thing. He can't have an off night. Just like if Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown were to have, all right, we got two off nights.
Your analogy
might lose that series. No, hear me out. The star player. So let's say Jaylen Brown is cool, but Jason Tatum isn't. Jason Tatum show up and make 7 points with 2 boards, which is highly unlikely. But at the same time, you understand that if them two on the other side, James Harden and Embiid, are showing up, they playing consistent, Celtics lose that. So it's the same thing for Embiid. I'd say it's even more for Embiid because Embiid is more of a domination type player. When he starts cooking and starts just taking over the floor, he's too like impactful of a player to just be like, all right, cool. If I take over, you know what I'm saying? But if he disappears, there's a giant hole in the 76ers offense and defense. So if he has 3 off nights, that is 3 games for the Nets to gain confidence. And that 4th game, good luck, because Mikal himself will come out there bucketing.
But here's where your argument is flawed in the fact that you're talking about Joel Embiid playing in 2 separate directions, playing up versus playing down. Against the Nets, he's playing. You need him to have 3 off nights to play down to his competition to win. Against the Celtics, regardless of whether or not he has an off night, the Celtics are probably winning that series. And you keep saying if he has 3 off nights, he won't.
What I'm saying is if the roles were reversed, so you see the Celtics are more than likely winning no matter what. But if Jason Tatum is in Embiid's position and Jason Tatum just disappears for 3 nights, I ain't gonna lie, the 76ers will probably take that. Why? Because you can't allow the other team, the opposition, to just get confidence and get comfortable. As soon as you do that, the worst thing ever is for somebody to have confidence against you. If they have no fear walking onto the court when that ball goes up in the air and it's tip-off, and they have no fear of what you can do, and you have no control over anything in the game except for your abilities, their abilities now trump yours, because not only are they working, you working too, but like they working, but now they have a mind effect over it. So they are not fearful of what you can do, and they are extremely confident and full-fledged into what they can do and what they can stop you from doing. So it's the same thing.
Yeah, but you never answered my question. Who's disappearing for 3 nights in a playoff series?
Who's Joel Embiid?
No,
I disagree with that.
That's not happening.
I think it's possible.
Could I budget on this? Okay.
Go ahead, Christian.
I will say this situation did happen with the Celtics last season in the Warriors series because Jason had an awful finals run. I'm sorry. If Jason had at least a decent one, y'all probably would have won the finals. I ain't gonna cap to you.
I agree. He showed up for 2 of those games and like barely, but his turnover
this situation
killed us.
Yeah, but this situation is a lot different though, because the Nets are a significantly worse team than the Warriors. And I think Joel can honestly handle the Nets because either way, they're going to have home court advantage. So those first two nights, I would assume they go 2-0. If they go 1-1, that's still okay. Because well, excuse me. Either way, at that point, it's going to be a 5-game series. And I don't know. The Nets at home, it's like they crowd they supportive, but like them Philly fans is just something else. So I think Embiid won't have any competition on the road against them either way. Because I don't know, man. Embiid and Claxton is just not a good matchup for Claxton or the Nets in general, and they're gonna attack that every time. And there's no competition for Harden either at that point in time because they're gonna rely on Mikal. But if you set screens on Mikal with Embiid, you're not gonna be on him that much of the game. So like Embiid can have a couple off nights, maybe not three. Three was a little drastic. I was just saying it was a 7-game series. That's all. But Harden's still gonna have good games either way because Harden is now basically the point guard, and Tyrese is gonna be out there to score either way too. So now you got 3 scores, and Embiid's off nights could still be like 20 points and 12 rebounds. It doesn't have to be like 10 points and like 5, because Embiid is still that presence in the paint.
Then you got role player snipers like Furkan Korkmaz coming off the bench, just lacing stuff. That the Nets not gonna keep up with that.
Well, obviously, here we just go agree to disagree. But I will.
Yeah, Christian took it up, right?
Do we all agree they lose the second round? The 76ers.
76ers losing the second round for sure.
I agree. They definitely lose in the first round. Anyways, what's it called? Yeah. So who else we talking about? We talking about the Suns now that they don't got KD.
Well, let's talk about the Clippers because I don't want to talk about Chris Paul at all. Because the Kings.
What's wrong with Chris Paul? Hold on. No, because I'll just make it quick. The Suns. The only reason they traded for KD was probably because of Chris Paul. Because Chris Paul is pushing 40. This is the window to get a championship. They traded away the future, Mikal and Cam Johnson. Sorry. So like if they wanted to win, it was right now, or maybe next year. Maybe these next 2 years is the push for real. But now that KD's coming back in the playoffs, and they still have the 4th seed, so they're most likely gonna hit the Warriors. I don't know about that one. I don't know how that shapes up. I still take the Warriors just because they still got build chemistry around KD and everything like that. Which KD, he a plug and play. So I think they'll be fun, but I don't think they'll be fun enough to push forward against the Warriors.
I think they'll be fine. And unfortunately, it pains me to say this. I don't see out of them. Yeah, I want the Warriors to get another chip, right? But I also want KD to get a chip too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whoever wins, I'll be kindly pained, but I'll also be
you're just gonna be
happy.
Playoffs.
What's it called? I think KD come back. It's gonna be like 2019 when he came back and all of a sudden he was just cooking and then snaps it. Let me not talk
Whoa.
about it because that was painful.
It's crazy.
No. I was saying, like, when he came back in the finals and they won the game because he was in for maybe like 7 minutes. And it was just like the most beautiful 7 minutes. Like he ain't missed a shot. He was cooking, and then he started to get to go. Unfortunate situation. I doubt that happens again. That's highly unlikely. But at the same time, here we are. It's Kevin Durant. That's literally what happened in 2019 playoffs. He literally was just like, I'm Kevin Durant. Y'all know who I am, and then started going crazy. And then playoff run. Here we go. That's just what it was.
I want to make a call.
It come down to KD versus Curry. You want to make a call?
Like a callback. So, like you said, that KD, an injury-prone player, as we've seen in the past, is unlikely to get re-injured if he comes back and starts going off. But you said that's highly unlikely. But that's somehow more unlikely than Joel Embiid having 3 off nights?
Oh Lord. Oh gosh.
Nah, that's not more. I'm like, what? No, that's an injury. That's not the same thing. An injury is something you can't control. But Joel Embiid could totally control if he shies away in the playoffs because he's done it before and you've seen him do it before. Like he can control how well he plays in the playoffs. You can't control injury. Like if I'm playing and hooping and all of a sudden my Achilles snaps, I can't really control that. The only thing I can really do is just have good training off the court, you know what I'm saying, and in the off season to strengthen my muscles and stuff so they don't snap. That's a different thing. That's a completely different thing.
Suns in 5. Thank you very much.
Nah.
That is all.
I think
Warriors in 6. That's who I got.
Nah. It comes down to KD versus Curry, and I'm taking KD.
Warriors in 5.
I'll take KD's solo. I'll take KD 1-on-1, but I'll take Curry's team.
Suns got a better team.
They got the defensive savant and Draymond Green. Klay Thompson's coming back to form slowly.
Yeah, but how many players on the Suns can you really lock up?
Listen, bro, I don't want to be Dylan Brooks here, but Mr. Triple Single himself ain't going to stop Kevin Durant and the Suns, man. It's just not going to happen.
Exactly.
I mean, Wiggs did a pretty good job guarding anybody and everybody last season, and he guarded all the best players. Is he guarding Kevin Durant? No, but
guarding KD though.
I mean, I'd say he at least hold on to at least like 25. If he can hold KD to 25, I think he'd be chilling.
Devin Booker to?
That's what I say.
You let Devin win the game. You try and let Devin and Chris Paul win the game because they clearly didn't win the game last season, or else they would be in the finals again. Could they? Because they folded under one person last season.
Absolutely.
I want to know.
They didn't have KD though. They didn't have that attention.
I want to know
taken away from them like
that. The Suns bench.
Who's coming off the Suns bench? Name them out, and I will tell you who's doing what. They still got a lot of people over there. They still got a little bit of people. They got
Jay Crowder, Mikal Bridges, and
Jay went to no more.
Jay ain't there.
Well, yeah, Jay wanted to go, but yeah. Now, but Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson were their bench, and they're gone.
They're starters.
Mikal was starting. Oh yeah, I think they both were. Jay was the one on the bench, but either way,
one bench player.
Now, his campaign is still there. I don't know if you can rely on campaign coming off the bench. I wouldn't risk it.
You also got DeAndre Ayton. Of course, DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton soft like Charmin, but who's stepping in front of DeAndre Ayton on the Warriors team?
Damn near
Draymond. Okay, you gonna throw Curry down there?
Curry go hug him.
No, but they got Kevon Looney. Draymond ain't gonna have no real problem with DeAndre Ayton.
No, he's not. But then you take Draymond off of KD, then what's KD doing? 40. Then you take
but I'm saying,
and put
even
on
Draymond's guarding KD, you still got Kevon Looney, who is strong as hell.
I'll tell you, Draymond ain't guarding KD, y'all. It's gonna be Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins is guarding KD.
Okay, so
that's
Andrew
just a fact.
Wiggins, still a 25 piece. Like that's still a 25 piece.
That's what I'm saying. Chris Paul and Devin Booker just ain't built for that. Last season could show y'all they ain't built for that.
Devin Booker gets 37. Chris Paul gets what? Maybe 12 points. That's enough.
Probably like 12 and 16, most likely.
Exactly. 12 and 16 assists against the Warriors.
He said 12 to 16 points.
No. I meant 12 and 16 assists.
Oh, okay.
12 and 16.
Those are Chris Paul numbers, but you know.
All right, cool. So we go 12 and 16 assists for Chris Paul. About 35, 37 for Devin Booker because ain't nobody going to really be stepping in front of him if we got to put the focus on KD. You put focus on KD, KD's still going to get 25. And then you got DeAndre Ayton, who could get a smooth 12 and 10 rebounds. That's
Andrew proved he can still guard the best player and still score at least 20 points. And Curry is going to have to at least score 30 per game. I ain't going to cap. That's just how it is.
7.
Exactly.
Getting like a triple single that contributes. Kevon Looney with a double-double. Jordan Poole lighting up for 15 to 20 points. Jonathan Kuminga coming up 14. Like
they also just gathered back Gary Payton.
With 14?
The Warriors are too deep of a team.
They deep, but the problem is I don't know. I don't trust it. The only person that's really going to throw everybody on the Suns off is like Jordan Poole and Curry, and those are the real like true scorers on the other side. Andrew Wiggins, I ain't buying it. He ain't no real true scorer. That boy can get buckets, but if he's the off-brand KP, the off-brand Mikal.
I was about to ask, if they're not playing against KD, what would you say?
If they're not playing against, what do you mean? If they're playing against a different team, then yeah, I'm gonna take the Warriors. That's my team. But if they're playing against the Grizzlies, I don't know. They probably gonna take that because are the Grizzlies fine in the West? Who knows? But if they playing against, let's say, the Nuggets, I don't know. Are they stopping Jokic? No. Are they stopping Jamal Murray? Kind of. Who else they got on the Nuggets? You got Aaron Gordon, who's also extremely strong. Draymond not as strong as Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon probably just gonna jump over him. You had with Michael Porter Jr. over there. So are they beating the Nuggets? I don't know. But it would be a close series. I couldn't tell you who wins that between the Nuggets and Warriors. If they're playing a different team, then yeah, my answer is going to be different. It's not just about KD, but I'm saying right now, KD comes back. But I think KD and the Suns, Devin Booker, there's too much top-end firepower at that point to just, I don't know. Oh. It's a fine line. It could go either way, really. It just depends on who gets the better of who.
I think the Warriors are the only team in history to crack the small ball code. I think they're the only team that can win a championship with a small ball lineup, and I think they've exceeded that at the past few championships. So I still take them against most of the teams in the league.
Also, like, how often has firepower stopped the Warriors?
How often has firepower stopped the Warriors? Not a lot, but at the same time, it depends on what firepower. Because I'll tell you when firepower stopped them, 2016, when they lost, that's when firepower stopped them.
You call LeBron James and J.R. Smith and George Hill firepower.
And Kyrie Irving.
That was firepower. I wouldn't go back far enough. That's on me.
And they also had K-Love and whatnot. And that's firepower. They had something over there. Was it 2019? Kawhi, Kyle Lowry, spin them up, Siakam. They had some firepower over there.
Okay, you should stick with the Cavaliers. I don't know if you would call that Raptors team firepower. I think they just played.
Kawhi was firepower.
Kawhi.
Fred VanVleet. No, truth is, Fred VanVleet came out and was spitting bombs. So now, were they absolutely beating the mess out of Curry? Yes. Would they have lost if the entire Warriors were healthy? Yes. But at the same time, they weren't. So
I'd always say Toronto is like. Sorry. I say Toronto at that point in time when DeMar was there. I say they is like the perfectly shaped team of role players. They needed a superstar. They didn't need just an all-star in DeMar, and so that's what they got. And then they crossed the T's, dotted their I's. But the outcome, like Josiah said, would have been different if the Warriors were healthy. So everybody gonna have the Raptors championship with a little asterisk. But either way, so they started to get there first. So they had a deep run, and they were gonna make the finals either way.
Yeah. It is risky. I'm just taking the Suns. I take them in a game 6. No, a game 7. I'll take the Suns in game 7. If it gets that far.
I think we agree to disagree on this one too.
Yeah.
I'll take the Warriors in 5. No, 6. Sorry. 5 is a little disrespectful. I ain't gonna count.
You know, who else is there? What's it called? What other series are we talking about?
Let's talk about the Kings.
Boys out there.
this is where I want to get into my individual players making stuff happen in the playoffs. De'Aaron Fox has been so clutch all season. The Kings have been a good team, like team basketball team, yes. But when necessary, De'Aaron Fox has stepped up. He's doing what Luka was doing for the Mavericks the last couple seasons. So with that, and now having a good team around him of like a fellow co-star, Domantas Sabonis, and then role players stepping up and playing well. Rookies like Keegan Murray stepping up and playing well. The tools are there for like him to make a run, and just the Kings to make a run. Like, do I think they get out the West? Not really, but I can see them getting to the Western Conference Finals, shaking it up, knocking some Titans out of the playoffs.
Amen. They played Timberwolves. He set a screen, get Rudy on the perimeter against De'Aaron.
Snatch cross.
De'Aaron would drop 88.
Oh, about to say, I said snatch cross, tween, step back, to the basket layup. Mm-hmm. That's exactly the move he used. That was the move that made LeBron cry. Here's the thing. Let me just break this down for you, man. De'Aaron Fox been doing what he normally do. The only difference is he's been on the Kings. They don't get the publicity that the Mavericks had. You know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't saying he was doing what Luka was doing when Luka would drop some 48, 58, 60-point games like back to back to back every time. But he's consistently been a clutch player in his career. That boy has continually closed out games. Now he got somebody over there, Sabonis, who can also close out games. And Sabonis has become some type of super hybrid point center that the likes of we have not seen. You know what I'm saying? We ain't seen it. We didn't seen it done, but we ain't been seeing it done like this. You know what I'm saying? So
that's kind of disrespectful to Jokic. Anyway.
No, yeah.
I was just saying. Here's what I'm saying. I was saying, Jokic is the point center, right? But Sabonis is doing it in a different way than Jokic is doing it because Jokic is scoring, Jokic is passing. That's always been Jokic's game. But Sabonis has a little mid-range, but he can also slash. So, and the thing is he's getting boards crazily. So it's a different, more like outlet pass type of person. Whereas Jokic is, you put him in the half court, good luck. Your ankle's getting took by a 7-foot, 300-pounder, and you don't know what to have because you think, you don't know what's going on because Pillsbury Doughboy looking like just crossed you up. And why is he 7 feet tall with a buzz cut? You know what I'm saying? That's what happens. You know what I'm saying? We playing Jokic. Sabonis is like, he got a drop top fade. It's kind of cut up a little bit, but he got a drop top fade. And he come up here speeding down court. And you're like, oh, okay, I can get used to this. And then bam, hits you with a behind the back. No look, Dr. J, you little Magic Johnson. And you're like, I'm flabbergasted. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden you get down crunch time and you hear what's it called? And then hear me out. And then you to crunch time, it is 175. And you be like, how did we get here? We've been playing for 4 days. And then De'Aaron Fox hit it and close out the game. So the Kings, I ain't gonna lie. Could the Kings take it to the finals? Absolutely. Will the Kings take it to the finals? That is highly likely. I ain't gonna say yes. I ain't gonna say no because I don't want to spoil it. You know what I'm saying? What's it called? This is my hypothesis. My hypothesis is that they play the Timberwolves. Do they beat the Suns? No, but I don't think they get the Suns. What if they get Mavericks? I think they take the Mavericks. They go all the way. And then I think in an upsetting victory, they get to the finals. And they play the Bucks. Then they lose and go back home and start it all over again next season. So, as I'm saying,
I was expecting that.
I mean, I'm telling you, it's a rough world out there. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. they play the Celtics, who knows? It could go either way. If it go to overtime, I'm taking the Kings. But if it don't go to overtime, I'll take the Celtics.
You are a hater.
Would you?
You see,
You heard me. I take
the
the
biggest
Celtics
thing.
if it don't go to overtime. Yeah.
You give it to the because it's the Celtics. You a hater.
The biggest thing for the Kings, for me, is their defensive efficiency is pretty horrible. Actually, they're in the bottom 25 of the fucking defensive rating list in the NBA right now. And you seen that in the overtime game with the Clippers. That game was horrible if you watched it. It's just a thing I think will come back to bite them. But I do think they can score with anybody, and I'm not downplaying that. I just think their defense will get in the way of their offense, making a run at this playoffs. But I will say they make it out of the first round with whoever they play.
And then that brings me to my other sleeper team. Now, unfortunately, Brandon Ingram got injured again, but the Pelicans,
Man,
they're more of a threat than people think. Especially when CJ McCollum suddenly decided to drop 30 balls after I dropped him from my fantasy team. And Jonas Valanciunas holding down that paint. He's been playing a lot better than people think. He's been going under the radar with it. And then they got pieces like Jose Alvarado, who will show up when he's needed and stuff like that. I think that they're a sleeper. Now, again, I think they're the type of sleeper that will tire out a team in the first round, but maybe not advance. But if they do advance, they'll just tire out a team in the second round. But that's about as far as I think they go.
If we draw from the play-in, I think I'd take the Lakers to come out, or I would say the Mavericks, but Luka and Kyrie is an offensive juggernaut, but they have absolutely no defense other than Josh Green, I believe his name is, and I'm pretty sure that's about it. And other than that, there is no other good defender on the team. So this year, I'm gonna count them out regardless. I'm sorry, Luka and Kyrie. I'm sorry I had to do that to you. But out of the play-in, I'd take the Lakers to come out.
Out of the play-in, I'm taking this is off the west side, of course. I'm taking the good old Mavericks because I ain't gonna lie, if they play the Lakers, I'm not sure if the Lakers are winning. And then they could probably beat the Suns. Because more than likely, I think the Suns will be in the Western Conference Finals, and they could probably beat the Kings. But it's risky because the Kings don't really got defense, but the Mavericks they also don't have defense. But they can also score, and they have a little bit more defense than the Kings. Well, maybe not, but I'm taking the Mavericks if the play-in comes out. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. That's all I'm taking. Taking the Mavericks or the Lakers.
Look, for closing playoff thoughts, blasphemous opinions, old dude sayings, Mesopotamia era.
Was it blasphemous opinions? That's wild. Me personally, I could
wild.
never. I would take that type of disrespect. That's just me though, because I know it wasn't about me. I know what it was about. Anyway,
okay.
Warriors in 6.
Hello.
I don't know if that caught the tail end, but I'm gonna say it again just one more time. Warriors and Bucks in 6.
Celtics to the finals with the dub.
No. I'm gonna say the Suns. No, I'm saying Suns or Warriors to win the chip this year. Suns, Warriors, or Bucks, I guess.
Man, while we at it, man, the Bucks, man, they go sweep the East, man. They go do a little bit of cleaning up to do, Go sweep it off. They go make it to the finals. They go win the finals. I don't care if it's KD. I don't care if it's Devin Booker. I don't care if it's Steph, Clay. I don't even care. JB, I know this gonna hurt your feelings. I'm sorry. The Nuggets, get him out of there. The Kings, get him out of there. Grizzlies ain't stopping Giannis. The Bucks win the finals. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, Loki, I'd actually agree with them. They do play the Heat in the first round, and Jimmy, and yeah, the Heat need to stop running it back and make some trades. That's all I got to say about them.
That's a call. Yeah,
if they lose, I will stab myself in the stomach.
Okay.
Oh, I got that wrong actually. The Bucks will play the Hawks in the first round if the standings stay the same and the Hawks make it out to play-in, and then the Celtics will play the Heat. My bad. Either way, Bucks eat the Hawks on a plate, the silver platter buffet.
I mean, really, if you look at that whole play, it's like 7 through 10 is getting waxed by the Bucks. It's no question.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Dang, we agreed on something today. That's
the
last
question. Clap it up, man. We good, man.
All right, let's go ahead.
Now, anyway, no, I'm kidding.
I could put that closing suture on it. So we've been Bro Sports Talk. We had 2 guests come in, weigh in heavily. I feel like we held it down as far as our opinions. We gave y'all different sides of the spectrum. So, man, let us know who you agree, who you side with. If you have an out left third opinion, that's probably absolutely wrong because we didn't say it. Put it in the comments. Other than that, man, it's all love. We love you. We've been Bro Sports Talk. And make sure to find us, follow us, and peace.